Now I think perhaps you had better answer a few questions.
All right!
Did Mother send you?
I told you, my mother's in Las Vegas.
Hey gang, it's me, your old Uncle Todd here, and tonight we're looking at a real strange film. It's part beach party movie, only country music instead of rock and roll. It's part spy thriller, and it's part haunted house flick. It's Hillbillies in a Haunted House, and it stars country singer Ferlin Husky and Joy Lansing, and we also have three of the greats: Basil Rathbone, John Carradine, and Lon Chaney Jr. There's also a femme fatale, a gorilla, and a secret agent. All kinds of craziness in it. The film starts out with our illustrious trio, Woody and Boots, who are singers, and their manager, Jeepers, who are heading to Nashville for a jamboree. And unfortunately, it's getting dark. They've come to a town. Town is a ghost town. Everybody's moved off to the city because they all got jobs at the missile plant. And needing a place to stay because it's starting to rain and they're having trouble getting the top up on their car. They go to the old abandoned mansion, which is supposed to be haunted. And after examining all the spooky accoutrements, Jeepers, who is the Shaggy of the group, is so bent out of shape over all this that Woody decides to do the only thing he can to calm him down.
Sing him a song, Woody. That always relaxes him.
All right. Jeeps, this is one I was telling you about I wrote the other day. Called, what was the name of it? Oh, Living in a Trance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let me get in here.
And that's not a one-off. For the first half hour of this film, a precedent is set up. Because his singing has attracted some passerbys who just happen to be Sonny James and his band.
We plan to sing a little.
How about singing one for us?
We'd like to.
I feel like we're auditioning an act.
Well, you never know where you'll find good singers.
There is one song that we sang about this mansion, an old tomcat, one of the ghosts here.
Well, Sonny sings his big hit, The Cat Came Back, and then does a love song. But before they can break into a third number, a skeleton scares them, but the others didn't see it, so they go to investigate to see what might have scared these guys away. Well, after running away from the scary gorilla, they end up in a room that is actually well furnished and clean as opposed to the rest of the house, which leads to Boots doing the inevitable.
It's so elegant. Maybe this is the room of the great lady of the house that's been kept exactly as she left it. Way back in the Civil War days, when she was a Southern belle.
Well, after Joy Lansing sings her song, we are then introduced to Maximilian and Madame Wong. Although to be technical, we were introduced to all the spies earlier, but I just skipped over that because they kind of did the same thing every time. They just talk about how important it is to get their mission done and how these people must be agents of Mother. Anyway, they meet Maximilian, Lon Chaney, and Madame Wong. And they pretend to be the owners of the house. And then try to ascertain if they are agents or if they are what they say they are and just musicians stuck there. Car wouldn't start when they tried to leave. Then they just as quickly disappear after letting them stay. Well, everybody tries to go to sleep while Gregor and Dr. Hamill, John Carradine, Basil Rathbone and John Carradine, gotta get in the right order, watch them on TV, and Jeepers isn't able to sleep, so he turns on the portable TV they brought, where he just happens to come upon a country western singing show. And after watching Merle Haggard, the signal on the TV keeps getting interrupted during Jim Kent's song.
Was she stepping out on me?
You okay? Okay. Don't need to see that popping up on your screen every day, huh? Anyway, we now get into the actual espionage plot of the film. As Madame Wong and Maximilian head out to the nearby missile base for their contact to get the rest of a formula that they will then radio to their boss, Mr. Foot. And it is here we get, for what is me, the funniest part of the whole film. Genuine comedy. As Chaney is trying to get to his contact and can't seem to get away from a talkative janitor.
What project, John?
It's top secret. No comment.
Oh, that's all right. I know all about them. I've been working here for 5 years. The things I know and the things I've heard, you wouldn't believe. I tell you one thing. If anybody wanted to be a spy, the thing to do is to become a janitor. Janitor knows everything that goes on.
I ain't got time for conversation. Now let me by, will you?
Sure. See, you're cleared for top secret.
Yeah, that's right.
This scene culminates in a great punchline.
Secret, too. Janitors have to be.
Well, I told you I ain't got time for conversation. Now let me by, will you?
Locked out, huh?
It looks like it.
That's all right. Don't wait. I got the key. As long as you're cleared with security.
I love that ending. Anyway, Maximilian meets his contact, and he gets the rest of the formula, and then pays off the contact. And what for me is probably the most effective scene in the whole film, he shoots him. After he leaves, we're introduced to the hero of our film, Jim Meadows, the man from Mother.
Don't try to say anything. I'll get help for you.
As it turns out, the man that was shot is also an agent for Mother. And before dying, he tells Jim where the mansion is. As for how he knew about this, we're never told. But, you know, spy stuff. So Jim hightails it after the escaping spies towards the mansion. Meanwhile, back at the mansion, the gorilla, who has a tendency to escape from his cage a lot, escapes from his cage. And he has his eyes set on a Beauty and the Beast King Kong kind of thing.
Sure.
Well, I can't be imaginating all of this.
I don't know. You've been doing pretty good at it. Now go back to sleep.
I can go to sleep. You hear that?
It all depends on what it sounds like.
Sound like somebody moaning or something.
Yeah, the wind.
Oh. What's that?
I don't know. Let me see.
Not the sharpest tools in the shed, as my mom used to say. Well, finding that Boots is missing, they go looking for her. And they go outside and get scared by some fake ghosts. And when they come back inside, they run right into Jim, who at gunpoint demands to know what agency they're working for. Russia, China, you know, enemy agent stuff. They assure him they're just simple musicians. Jim's not convinced, but he does have a surefire way for them to prove it.
Play.
Look, that girl may be in trouble.
If you're an entertainer, you can play anytime. Now go on.
After proving his bona fides, Jim agrees to team up with our duo, and then they immediately split up to search the house. Jim going outside. Meanwhile, with the return of Madame Long and Maximilian, and learning of this woman they've apparently captured, they try to question Boots, but as you saw in the opening shot for this video, she really doesn't know anything. So Maximilian throws her into an Iron Maiden. Then they radio Mr. Fu with the formula. And he calls back in a few minutes and tells them they've given him a fake. Surprise, surprise. Well, since they're all found out, they're going to have to get rid of these interlopers and pack up and go. Although Gregor and Himmel are kind of sad that they got to give up the house, and they have some plans for what they may do later.
Simon is in Alamogordo.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. The dry climate will be wonderful for my sinuses. But I'll miss this house. It has been fun, hasn't it? Perhaps we could create another haunted house.
No.
Could we fly the ghost once more?
No.
Oh, just once more.
We'll find something else that will be just as fulfilling.
Poking a little gentle fun at their fiendish images, I guess. That's another actually pretty amusing scene. So they all separate to take care of the interlopers and whatnot. And Jim finds the entrance to the dungeon that they've been operating out of. Finds Boots and Freezer, but he is spotted by Dr. Himmel, who unfortunately is spotted by the gorilla, and he's been rather teasing and torturing the gorilla, and this comes back on him. Old school thrill there with the death in shadow. Of course, Jim comes out to see what all the commotion is and ends up shooting the gorilla. And this is seen by Maximilian, who loved that gorilla. So, of course, he's going to attack Jim. Hey, Boots got to do something. Well, meanwhile, upstairs, Winnie and Jeepster were caught by Gregor and Madame Wong when what the heck should show up but a real ghost.
Have you intruded? You have taken my name and my house. You have disturbed the dead.
And with the spies all captured and Jim assuring Boots he'll come and see her in Nashville. They head out to hit the jamboree, and the film still has another 30 minutes to go. Yes, the last 30 minutes of the film is the jamboree, in which Woody will introduce all the acts that we've all seen throughout this film, plus a few new ones. Molly B and Marcella Wright show up to sing a song. Johnny Kent, Merle Haggard sing a song. Even Jeepsters gets to sing a song about an old dog. All the while, we keep cutting to Woody and Boots looking on approvingly. If you like country music, classic country music from the 60s, you might enjoy that. If you're not a fan and you wanted to see a haunted house movie, it's going to be a long slog. Just put it to you that way. And then finally, film ends. It's a bit of a throwback for its time. The old dark house plot had been pretty much run to death back in the 40s. Chaney even appeared in some of them, like Ghost Chasers. And it is basically set up kind of like a beach party movie, only without the beach. But Ferlin Husky and Joy Lansing are no Frankie and Annette. And it's so front-loaded with music that it's kind of hard to get into the plot. But once you get into the actual spy plot, after all the singing, it's actually got some entertaining moments. But then you go back to the singing, and it's just, I'm not quite sure what they were going for with this film. I mean, you got like an obvious spoof of Man from U.N.C.L.E. with the agents of Mother. They said what the acronym was, but I really didn't put it to memory. And some of the haunted house jinx are kind of funny, although the ghosts are so obviously sheets, it's farcical. But, love the cliche of the ghost showing up at the end to save everything. And I kind of like seeing Lon Chaney Jr., Basil Rathbone, and John Carradine kind of spoofing their images there. And like I said, Chaney gets one of the more effective scenes when he's at the missile plant. That's probably my favorite part of the whole film. And it is in a direct contrast with everything else. Not much to say about the acting of Ferlin Husky. He's a likable guy, but he's no actor. And the actor playing Jeepers, he's just kind of there. I mean, they're going for like a comedic coward thing, but he runs around a lot of the film wearing this dusty Confederate hat for some reason that he picked up at one point, dusted it off and put it on and wore it throughout most of the film. I have no idea why. And the cowardly shtick really didn't work too well. Although I did like how Ferlin Husky proved to be just as stupid as Jeepers did in the one scene where Joy gets grabbed. But all in all, it's a bit of a disappointment. There was the structure of a good haunted house comedy there, but the execution left a lot to be deserved. That's about all I have for this one. Please hit like, share, and subscribe, and stay after the credits for my favorite scene.
If you'd betray your country, you'd betray us.